Okay, Old Man on a Bike here. Tonight we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to hop on the Harley, ride across the mountains, and visit a small church, St. John's Episcopal Church in the historic town of Glasgow. And tonight they're having a hiker dinner. The Appalachian Trail runs through Glasgow, and St. John's Episcopal Church has been active in supporting the hikers for many years. So we're going to visit the hiker dinner. This is filmed on an iPhone. It's not the best quality video. It's kind of jumpy. I'm not going to take a lot of time to edit it, but I'm going to let these people introduce themselves. We had 21 hikers and half a dozen church members present. So sit back and meet some of the hikers. Okay, a couple of things I left out. I did bake a loaf of homemade bread. Went straight from the oven into a cooler. Cooler went in my tour pack, and over the mountain we went to deliver it to these hikers. Also, these hikers, when they introduce themselves, they'll very rarely use their real name, much like we in the motorcycle community have our tags like Old Man on a Bike. These people have picked up names on the trail. And our host, Elaine, if she talks to these people, she'll learn their trail name and a lot of times how they got it. So listen up. Should be a little bit different than normal riding video.
There's a little more pasta going to be coming out, and there's some salad and some other things, so don't be shy. But this is the part where we'll go around. First, I have to introduce you to our church historian, who's Elaine Massey. Elaine Massey, our senior member, who will say a couple things.
And a little bit something about yourselves. So we usually go around the table and tell us your trail name and how you got it, if it's funny, because usually it's the first major foul up on the trail. I was just sharing with this fellow that one of the funniest ones we had was cantaloupe. And this guy found a cantaloupe down on the trail somewhere, I think off trail. And instead of leaving it lying there, he picks it up and carries it with him everywhere he goes, asking everybody if it's their cantaloupe. Well, that's what his trail name was, cantaloupe. So it's always brings a good laugh. And also tell us where you're from and anything interesting that you'd like to tell us about why you're walking the trail, something happened to you that anything like you would like to share, we would love to hear. And I'm going to start with you.
Alright, I'm Dave Squared, and because I always introduce myself to my father, who's Dave, and I'm Dave, and someone didn't like that we just went by Dave, so they gave it Dave Squared. Dave Squared. Dave Squared.
Sitting at opposite corners. Take the corner.
So Southeast, just above the Toledo, Ohio line. As far southeast of Michigan as you can get. I'll pull the Michigan thing.
Just below Detroit.
Below Detroit, yep. Yep.
Good to have you.
Thanks.
Come out here.
Perfect timing.
We're going counterclockwise, we're getting.
I think I'm probably out by now. A friend of mine gave me, a hiker friend gave me that name for other reasons, but I decided it worked because I have long white hair and I'm very old. And I'm from Oakland, California.
Well, you're a long ways from home. And have you hiked another trail besides the Appalachian?
Pacific Crest, Continental Divide, Arizona Trail,
And a lot of others.
Colorado Trail.
So this was the next one on the list.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to have you.
Thank you.
My real name is Karsten Hazlett, but I go by a short name Carrie. But my trail name is Clueless.
Oh, boy.
And the reason I'm clueless is a friend of mine and I were at a fundraising event for American Long Distance Hiking Association, and they were selling raffle tickets. And when I bought a string of them, they just handed me the whole thing. And I said, wait a second, because the whole thing includes the tickets that go in the basket that they're picking from, and then the ticket that I have to prove that I was being called. So I said, wait a second. I said, how's this work? And my friend next to me said, boy, you're clueless, aren't you? Everybody started laughing, and I said, yeah, that's funny. And they said, that's it, that's your new trail name. And I said, no, it's not. And then I started thinking about it, and I thought, well, I studied philosophy in school, and I thought, yeah, I am clueless. So here I am. And we're married, we live in Oakland, California, and we're hiking the trail because we love to hike, and this will be our Triple Crown, so we're kind of excited about that, but that's not the reason we're doing it. We like to explore, so when we hike one trail, we rarely go back and re-hike it. We'll go and find a new one to hike and explore, so anyway.
I'm Solo. I'm from southeastern Ohio, and
Did you say solo?
Solo. There's a lot of solos out here. There's Solo Grandpa, and there's a lady with 2 young children soloing along. So I put Ohio there under my solo. So this is my retirement gift to myself. I hiked the trail a little bit and fell in love with it, and this is my retirement gift to myself. I've worked in the nuclear industry for 45 years, so it was time to go do something for me.
Nuclear.
It's good to have you. Hope you
Thank you.
enjoy your hike.
I'm Bodie. I am in California. I'm from Kentucky originally.
Where in California?
Los Angeles.
I lived in Long Beach.
Oh. 10 million people out there. I run into.
That was a long time
You run
ago.
into expats pretty often. Yeah. No, I'm an architect out there. I got leave from work to come and hike. I kind of hit a spot in my career where it's like, the responsibilities aren't getting any smaller, man. If you're gonna do this, you might want to. So I'm flip-flopping and have not been on the trail quite as nearly as long as a number of you, but no, I just feel tremendously lucky to be out here and be doing this.
Good to have you.
Hi, I'm Mags. You all met me. I'm working in the hospital for the time being. I'm Stavros partner. And I'm technically from Poland, but I lived in Illinois and Chicago for like 20 years before I moved down here. So that's about it. I'm excited to have you guys all in our hostel. It's gonna be a fun night tonight. So
Good to meet you. I didn't know you were around.
yeah.
My name is Spotter, and I am from St. Louis, Missouri, and I got my trail name because in 2018 I was hiking with my girlfriend at the time, and she is a disabled vet and she has nerve damage and plates in her neck. And she would kind of swerve off the trail and I would pull her back on. And she said, "You're like my spotter." So that's how I got my trail name. I hike the trail because I have a lot of issues in my head and I need therapy, and the trail provides that for me. So, I also work at the hospital, and I am also extremely happy that you all are here because every one of you helped me in my progress with my therapy. So thank you.
There's more pasta.
You know, I used to walk from my house, which is just down the street, to the river and back all the time. And it was such a mind cleansing, just that little bit of walk. I can imagine what a walk on the trail would be.
My name's the Chief. Kind of a long story getting my name, but basically a couple of times I've gotten in front of a group of hikers that are typically faster than me, and they're like right on my tail, but not like the guy was like, there's this show where they do like dog races and they let out a rabbit for the dogs, called the Rabbit the Chief. So I got my name. I'm from Oklahoma, and I love the idea of through hiking, so it's something I want to do forever. So.
Is this your first time back east?
Well, I was born in Michigan, so I lived in Michigan till I
So
was.
you've seen trees.
I did live in Yosemite before I came out here, though, so I've seen trees, I've seen very big mountains, so yeah.
I can't bring you again.
Sure can.
From Michigan. Didn't even know the trail existed 2 years ago. My son asked me if I wanted to go for a walk, and I said, sure. Now we're walking.
Do you plan to go Maine?
That's the plan.
Good.
That's the plan.
Good. Well, I'm glad you're here to take care of each other.
I'm Seeker.
What?
Seeker.
Seeker.
Yes, ma'am. I got my name. So I'm seeking the presence of the Lord on the side. I really enjoyed the last couple of days. I feel like my joy is coming more and more from the Lord. I'm from Arkansas.
Arkansas. Are you really, you're losing the trees?
Yeah, the lower part.
So driving across country is always so obvious that in Arkansas, the further you went west, the less the trees got shorter and shorter. Good to have you. You're next.
Okay, my name is John, and I'm from Missouri, and my trail name is Nune. Can anybody guess why?
Nune?
Nune. N-U-N-E. Nune. I have a replacement. I tried hiking last year, through hiker, I couldn't make it. Going on bones, so I quit, and I got back on trail 18 days ago. So, it's doing fine. My daughter gave me the name Nune. I was rookie last year. And I thought I would never end that name. I was walking one time, 9 o'clock in the morning. A bunch of young hikers were eating their cheese and crackers and stuff, and I was going by them. And one of the hikers, Yogi, says, "Hey rookie, turn your headlamp out." And I go, "That's where it's at." I lost my headlamp. So I showed my sweat. Instead of just turning it out and kept on going, that's where it's at. They all laughed, and I knew I'd never lived that name down. But it's Nune now.
How long you had the new name?
6 months last week.
Yeah, I have one of those too.
The doctor said, don't do no more than 400 or 500 miles. Don't try to finish this year, but after a year I could come back, he said. I don't know how he knows that, but it's been bothering me yesterday a little bit, first time in 18 days. Because I'm kind of worried. I'm gonna slack pack tomorrow, try it out. See how it does.
Well, I hope Tell us how
I'm sure there's no
far you'd
damage.
like to go.
There's no damage to it, it's just that I don't want to wreck what I've accomplished with it. You know, when I get home, then I won't be able to walk to the mailbox.
Yeah.
We bought a camper. Am I talking too much? In February, someone came home and used the camper. Oh, one more thing. How I found out about the AT was in 2016. My wife and I went on vacation in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. We went with the camper. We went for a ride. We came to this parking lot. And all these dirty people were in this parking lot. And we were out in the truck already, and they were coming toward us. I said, come on, Dad, let's get out of here. So we walked over to the trailhead. And we were at the trailhead. I said, Dad, this is the AT. Why does it surprise you? Because in the 80s, Leo Johnson, or the 90s, whatever it was, Leo Johnson said he was going to walk the Appalachian Trail. The guy walked it. But it went through one year, not the other. I don't know what the AT was. Well, this is the trail. So we walked up the hill and came back down the hill mountain, came back down, and his father and son, just like Dave Square here, were hiking. I said, holy cow, you guys out here all week? I mean, they had trekking poles and beers and packs, and I said, holy cow. He said, no sir, we've been on the trail for over a month. We started in Georgia, we're going to Maine. I go, Maine, how far is that? He said, 20 miles. So when we got home to Missouri, I read about it. You're
So
right.
here you are. You know, it's interesting talking about these dirty looking people. And,
What goes around comes around.
but if you're in town, or Glasgow, and I know it's other places as well, when you see these dirty looking people thumbing, you're certainly more prone to stop and pick them up if they're clean looking. Okay.
Hello everybody, my name is Sandman, Charlie Sandman, and I'm from England, in the Midlands, and near Nottingham, which is Robin Hood country, if you believe in that sort of thing. Stories, every country's got them, a lot of history. Got training years ago, running a lot of extreme ultra running in the early 2000s, like in the Sahara Desert. So I'm not Sandman because I'm tired now, I've got gritty eyes. I'm Sandman from sanding your feet, being in the desert. Come over here, have to go over here. Something to do to keep the mind and body busy. Family's okay back home. I'm over here enjoying their inheritance. Whether they'll have me sectioned when I get back is another matter. I don't send them pictures where I'm enjoying myself. But it's fantastic. And first time in the States, it's been booming.
Well,
Thanks for seeing us.
this is our first dinner, so you're our first person from a foreign country this year. It's interesting, some years there's so many from one country or another. It's real funny how that works, but this is our first England. Okay, how about you?
So my real name is Sarah, and when I was in Fontana Dam, I still didn't have a trail name, and that rubbed another hiker the wrong way. He said, you need a trail name. And so he thought about it, and he said, you ever heard of Hall & Oates and their song, Sarah Smile? I said, I know Hall & Oates, but I don't know that song. He said, that's okay, your name's Smile. And so, and I was like, and my folks say that in all my pictures I'm smiling bigger than I've ever had before. So I was like, oh, it fits. I'm Smile now. And I'm doing the trail because I've never had a lobster roll before. I've heard Maine has some good lobster rolls, so I decided to try them out.
That's your easier way.
I'm sorry, I didn't get where you're from.
Oh, I'm from North Carolina.
Oh, where?
Raleigh, Durham.
Where?
Raleigh, Durham. Just little towns in between there.
I'm Victoria as well.
Oh, okay, nice. Oh, fun. Yeah. Well, I didn't grow up in North Carolina. I actually grew up in Alabama. We just moved there recently. Yeah. Good to have you. Thank you.
Howdy.
So my name is Doughboy, or DB. I got the name Doughboy because when I approached Neil Gap, I had just done Blood Mountain, my first 16-mile day. I wanted to die. And it was 10 p.m. and everything was closed. So we looked on the Google Maps, found Domino's was the only place that was open, but we're out of their delivery range. I managed to convince the nice lady on the phone, the regional, little manager of that place, to go out of their way because, through Hiker Appalachian Trail, really don't want 16 miles today, whatever. And they actually delivered the pizza, which was awesome. And then the next day, I get a message from this guy, Cole, who just so happens to be like the district manager of all the Smoky Mountains Domino's locations. He's like, whoa, Through Hiker, you're awesome. I used to live near the trail. How can I help you? And I was like, well, I need like an athletic t-shirt. He's like, I'll send you an official Domino's uniform. So he drives to the next Costco we're at. He gives me an official Domino's uniform, like it's an athletic t-shirt, it's great, and a $70 Domino's gift card. What a legend! So, Doughboy, I like pizza. I'm from Pennsylvania, near Pittsburgh, and I'm hiking the trail because my uncle, his true name is the Alchemist, he's been talking about this. Yeah, he's been talking about this for decades. But unfortunately, he's off the trail right now for some family and health-related issues, and I'm still on.
Where's the uniform?
It's in my pack.
In the wash.
In the wash. It's in the wash.
Do you deliver? It's a nice shirt. It's a really nice shirt.
It's a good shirt.
It's retro reflective. It's great.
The wettest.
The power of asking for help.
The amount of people, the nice people you meet on the trail that want to help you, but if you don't tell them how they can help you, they can't do it.
Exactly. I said the power of asking. Good to have you. Okay.
All right, they call me Gonzo. I'm from Michigan, like half the people in this room. Started on March 4th. I hiked by myself for a couple weeks, and then I met these fine folks. They're now my tramline. Definitely really grateful to have my tramline. I got my trail name because I resemble an author named Hunter S. Thompson, and he had the nickname Gonzo. And somebody tried to give me the nickname Gonzo, and I was like, no, thank you. And then I saw him like a week later, and he's like, do you have a nickname yet? I was like, no. He's like, well, it's Gonzo. Fair enough, I'll be Gonzo.
But it's nice when somebody really wants to give you a name.
That's right, and it works out because when I leave the pack, I'll be talking to my friends, and then, I'll be walking for a while, and I'll turn around to say something to them, and they're gone. Where'd they go? So I guess I was the one that was Gonzo.
Maybe you need a shower.
Thank you.
My name's Dob. I'm from Missouri also.
A lot of Missouri.
Yeah.
I got my trail name, it's actually an acronym for Day One Blunders because the very first day I stayed in Epperson on the approach trail. Hung my bear bag in the playground area. It was windy that night. It got all tangled up. So when I pulled on the rope, it broke the next morning, like 6 in the morning. So here's my bag, 16 feet in the air, just hanging with me, no way to get it down. And they're building a new visitor center there. So I seen a guy in the construction yard over there. I went and said, hey, can I go grab a board, take my knife to it, cut it down? He said, yeah, go for it, man. Well, 2 steps in, I stepped in a hole, twisted my ankle, fell in the mud. I got the board, cut my bear bag down, and then took off up the approach trail. With sprained ankle, dirty, muddy. And then I only took 2 liters of water, didn't realize you could fill up at the top of the stairs in the bathroom. So I died of thirst for the next 9 miles, and I drank 1 whole liter going up the stairs because I didn't prepare for stairs. And Dob is actually a nickname that I have because my name's Robert. It's a nickname for Robert. But someone after I told them that, they said, that's a perfect for Day One Blunders. So I like it. I'm gonna go.
The names are too well.
Yeah, thank you. And I'm very thankful for all that you all have done here tonight. It's wonderful.
It's a nice way of learning each other. We have found more around the glad you're here.
Thank you.
My trail name's Kilroy from Central Illinois, nowhere near Chicago. Got my trail name because I started the trail. I actually I've been drawing Kilroy for 30 some years, but I put him on my backpack as a nod to my fellow veterans. Figured those are the few guys that would know who Kilroy was. And there's a young kid out here named Barat, 19-year-old Marine, killing the trail. And by the time I got to Franklin, he had everybody in Franklin yelling across the street, "Hey Kilroy, hey Kilroy." So I took the name because I heard another name, Ziploc, and I won't go in that story in the chapter. So I said, I'll take Kilroy.
Well, it's good to have you. I hope you enjoy your trail.
I enjoy it. Love meeting people and meeting just hospitality like this. This is awesome.
Right.
Alright, I'm Superior, and I usually say it's like Lake Superior, not because I'm awesome. But I'm also from Michigan. I'll join that crowd. Proudly, I love Michigan.
Yeah.
And that's how I got my trail name, because I live in Michigan, I love the Great Lakes, I love Lake Superior, and I've done a lot of hiking around Lake Superior.
So what part of the state are you from?
I'm actually right next to him. So Southeast Michigan.
And what part of the state were you?
St. Louis, Missouri.
Where was the other Michigan? Where?
I live 20 minutes from them.
Yeah.
I know each other.
No. We do now.
Yeah.
No, I met them on the first week. We were talking, and it turns out we live 20 minutes from each other.
How nice.
Yeah, right down the road.
I met some other people who both live 20 minutes from each other, and they met on the trail too.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
There's
one other, we forgot.
Oh, our fuzzy friend.
Little friend.
Yeah.
Whose dog is that?
That's Felix, but his friend is the little prince, sometimes the grumpy little prince.
And just so y'all know, there are dog treats in the hiker box.
Oh,
Oh.
That one.
thank you. Actually, he will do tricks for treats.
They look good enough to eat. I'll make sure. Yeah.
Well, Courtney says there's more pasta if anybody wants it.
All right.
And he does have a 4-acre bike. If you get the chance and feel like it, send us a card. We don't. I don't know.